Hi guys, hope you're doing good. With less than 24 hours for my first internal exams of third year and the first subject being community medicine, I decided to share 24 hours before an exam in my life. So the first step before preparing for an exam is assembling all your resources that you will be needing for your study before you sit to study so that you don't have to search them at the last moment. The next important step is listing the chapters and seeing the weightage of each chapters and prioritize the chapters and allocate the time according to the importance of the chapters, how they have been asked in the previous years. The next step is making a rough mental plan of the approach, and the last and most important step is to start reading them. So for my exams tomorrow, I have more than half of this giant book to be completed. I have read some of them, but still there's a lot to revise and the time seems to be too less for the amount of portions remaining. As they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Here I begin my PSM preparations, tackling one chapter at a time. Writing down important points alongside studying, especially before an exam, helps me retain the important concepts right before an exam. Whenever I feel bored sitting in a place and studying, or I find it hard to concentrate after a span of time, I try walking and studying or try shifting my study space. So 21 hours more to go for my first internal assessment, and I've completed one unit completely, that is the epidemiology, and the other two short units I had completed yesterday night, but there's still so much to study and the time seems to be just turning so fast. So hopefully I'll be able to pace up after fueling myself up. So now I'm going to take a break and have some lunch and then continue with the studies. Obviously, I did not study continuously for 3 hours. I took breaks in between of 5 to 10 minutes whenever I felt the need to do so, because I feel taking breaks can prevent you from burnout, especially just before the exams, or else you won't be able to concentrate much for longer hours and you will be just reading the same line again and again with nothing going into your head. At this point in time, the post-lunch slump started kicking in and I started feeling too sleepy and I couldn't concentrate, so I decided to take a short nap and then resume my studies feeling fresh. After the nap, I decided to change my place of study just to beat the monotony. So I have 16 more hours to go for my internals and 5 major units remaining. It started to rain and the weather got very gloomy all of a sudden, so I had to drink a cup of coffee to get myself fueled for the next session. Now let's see how it goes. Whenever I come across a topic which needs to be revised just before the exam, any volatile topic, I just mark it with the sticky notes so that it becomes easier to search and find the topic right before an exam for the last moment revisions. It's almost 10 right now, and I have two major units remaining: epidemiology of communicable and non-communicable diseases, and I have almost less than 12 hours remaining for my exam. Also, some portion of medical entomology and vector control is remaining, so I have to study that as well. There's a lot to be studied, and I'm not feeling very tired, but there's less time and adding to the panic of first internal assessment of third year. I'll try to complete as much as possible, but I'll make sure to take at least minimum adequate rest, and I'll not force myself to complete the whole syllabus by staying awake at night, because rest is also equally important before exams. It helps to consolidate the short-term memory into long-term. It helps to recall the facts in the exam. So there is no use if I stay awake whole night and read everything and end up remembering nothing in the exam tomorrow, or feeling sleepy during the exam. All my efforts will go in vain. So I'll try to complete as much as possible and take adequate rest. The remaining topics can be covered in the morning. If not, always like before exam, no one can complete 100%. At least I can't complete 100% always before the exam. Some small topics always get missed out. So it's okay, we can do it. So this is how I spent the 24 hours before the exam. It was a little bit stressful, a little bit filled with anxiety, and also a little bit overwhelming because of a vast majority of portions that was there for the exam, and also not being able to complete entirely before the exam. Whatever it is, I think I have prepared adequately, and probably the exam will go well, but what is my level of preparation, that only time can say. So these were the topics that were left just before I went to sleep at 12, and I could somehow manage to rush through them in the morning. And finally it was time to head for the exams. With a little bit of anxiety, yet being confident of my preparation, I gave my exams. So quick update from after the exams. I just completed my community medicine exams and it was okayish. Some topics were totally bouncer. It was not expected, but how much ever we read before the exam, some topics always tend to miss out. At least for me it happens. So it was okay. Now I have to prepare for forensic medicine, learn from the mistakes which I committed in community medicine and hopefully correct them and avoid them in my forensic paper. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more such interesting vlogs. Until next time, take care.